SOFI update here on the 9th. I know I'm getting this out pretty late, but I've been traveling and had a lot going on this past week, so no videos. But we did break out to about 710, kind of a small mini breakout. And nothing changed though. I mean, everyone gets excited when we go to 710, but if you can look at a chart and read a chart, nothing changed at all. We came back down here to 699. We're still below the 20 and the 50. We have not broken outside of the falling wedge parallel line, which is only at 708 now. I'm not saying it's not possible here soon, but it's not looking good. We're still below $7. SPY's up 10% in the last month and a half. IWM is up 5% in the last month and a half. We're down 5% in the last month and a half. So this downtrend is not over. Don't let anybody tell you that it is over with yet. And until we break above 795 and basically $8, then this downtrend is not over, in my opinion. We have a supply zone right here at 745. If we were to break out, we would still need to get through that supply zone at some point. So really, again, it's coming down. Can we hold 640 on this falling wedge? All I know is that a falling wedge is a bullish formation, though. So don't let them take your shares. I would just make sure your position size is correct. You don't want to put all your money into SOFI. You want to put the right amount, maybe like 5%, maybe 10% of your portfolio into SOFI, because you're missing all kinds of opportunities when you're just putting into one stock. So make sure that you have it diversified. I know a lot of people are overweight in this stock because it keeps on going down to 650, 670, 680, and you're thinking, oh, I'm getting a great deal, I'm going to add more shares. And then you have less money to buy other stocks that are actually moving. So I wouldn't necessarily say you need to average down even down here. I would just be waiting, maybe selling covered calls, but really the premium isn't good on the options either. The option premium is absolutely horrible. The stock isn't moving, so you're not getting any good premiums. So really, we're getting in a tightening range. You can see here, it's getting tighter and tighter. It's just getting tighter and tighter, but it could come all the way down here into July, all the way to earnings. It's possible. And if that happens, then earnings are probably going to be a positive catalyst where we can break out. So it would be very unlikely that we do this whole move down and then break down to the downside. That's probably going to take some kind of market correction, a big market correction, which is possible. But this is a bullish formation overall. So really, that's my whole talk on the technicals of SOFI. There's nothing to get excited about yet, other than the long-term pattern is bullish. So until then, we're just in a waiting game. We'll see when it ends. And on option flow, I'm not seeing, well, back here, there was some decent size option flow back in like December. This is February, obviously, but in December and January, we were making that big move. There was a lot of good option flow, and November too. But then you get back up here, basically since May, early May, it's just been absolutely horrible. And it makes sense too, because we're in that range, and maybe people are noticing that, and they're just not even paying attention to the stock right now. They're just kind of maybe selling covered calls, but really the premium is not there, and the stock is not really moving. So I will alert you when we see some nice option big buys. There were some in the past that were like 200, 300, 400,000 right before we took off. So that will be a signal that we're coming to the end of the falling wedge potentially. Like let's say we fall all the way down here to 650 and I see a big call buy. I'm going to assume that that is a buy and not a sell. There's not any above the ask. I would like to see above the ask too, because there was one right here on 516. That was definitely a buy, but it was only 82,000. And I think that was after earnings. Pretty sure that was after earnings. Here's another one above the ask. That means it was actually a put that was bought on 515 for 816.24, 142,000. Where were we at on the 15th of May? We were Look at that. We were at the very top. They bought that above the ask right here. They bought it at 730 for a $6 strike, actually, which is kind of interesting. But they probably already sold because after we got that move up here, we came all the way down here to 670. So just to show you that above the ask is really what I'm looking for. Until then, until I see some big buys, I probably won't talk about it that much, but I'll keep you up to date on Black Box as well. Till then, there's no significant move to the upside, but I'll keep you updated this week. Let's see what happens. I think there's a little bit more upside in the market, potentially through like July, and then we might get a correction into the election. So hopefully we get some kind of move up in the next like couple of weeks, but again, it could last all the way till earnings. So not to make this so depressing of a video, but there's nothing really new to get excited about. SOFI is still in a downtrend until further notice.